Right guys, Mark Crossfield here. Today, Callaway Big Bertha Alpha 815, double black diamond, the double Ds, hitting up against the Taylormade R15 430. So I actually think the 815 is a 460 head, but it's just more maybe up than squished back. Both of these head shapes, when you look down, look quite similar. They are both arguably the lowest spinning of the two manufacturers' driver range. Let's compare them, see what numbers we got. We got GC2 HMT on the floor. We got my Titleist Pro V1X gaming ball. So we're going to give you some real ball data as well. Let's see which one is the lowest spinner, if any. Let's get stuck in. Right guys, R15 430 Taylormade hitting up against Callaway Big Bertha Alpha double black diamond 815. Oh, both of these two heads, you got black to the white face in the R15, looks stunning. All black in the Taylormade equally looks as fancy. If anything, the 430 looks bigger than the 815 double black diamond, even though I think this is 460. Shows you how shapes can influence what you look at, because obviously it can be 430 anyway or a mixture of both. So 430 or 460 doesn't mean the head is big or small per se to look at, subject to how they squish those 440 or 430 Cs out. Both of them have changeable necks that allow you dialing a bit of direction and loft. Sliding weights on the bottom of R15, two of them. You can move the weights away from the CG for added stability. They argue how much more that would give you is debatable. You've also got, on Alpha, you've got gravity core, which is a great innovation, I think, where you can move weight from bottom of the club up through. So there's a channel that goes kind of through the middle of the club. You can move the weight high or low to try and move kind of spin patterns by maybe 300 res, depending on where you strike it on the face. You've also got changeable weights on the outside of double black diamond, heavier weights and lighter weights, heel and toe, those kind of things. So they're all very changeable. Let's give them a hit and see what they feel like, and like I say, then we'll present some real numbers. Now, I've actually gamed R15 recently in the 430 model because it is the one that gives me the better spin model out of the two, and I like the look of it better in the small head. Let's give it a hit. I love the white and black face. It looks really cool down by the ball, and it's quite a small head, but certainly not pimple. It looks okay-ish. It's a lovely sound off the face, and it's a lovely visible flight. So what I see is kind of what I want to see, what makes me feel like I can control the ball, the flight I get out of it. It makes me feel like I can hit it high or low, shape it left to right, right to left. It's the kind of flight I feel I would want from a golf club. Let's give it another hit. Caught that one slightly toey, but it's still out there. Turned slightly to the left, but still in play. You can see actually up there on the slightly toey hit. Let's give it one more hit. And that's what I find interesting with these ones. They're meant to be maybe not as friendly, weight lower and further forward, smaller heads, but I'm still really into. I do worry if that's just a term that I've used and many use just because the manufacturers tell us this, what that actually means. So that's like saying that jumper is more blue than that jumper, when actually all I want is a blue jumper. It doesn't matter what gentle shade of blue it is. Do you see what I mean? Is it that's a black jumper or a blue jumper? They're different. I need a blue one. Or are they both blue, just very fractional different shades? But when you say, oh no, that blue's so much better than that one. Little rant about blue jumpers there. Let's get one more hit. I mean, I'm enjoying this driver. Went in the bag and I reckon it might get out again. I did enjoy hitting it. I like the sound, I like the shape, and I love that visible ball flight. It's what I want to see, and that's something you've got to bear in mind when you're testing clubs as well, guys and girls. You want to be thinking about what kind of ball flight you want. You want to be trying to maybe put that ball flight into situations around your course. I find this one easier to draw, easier to cut, easier to go high, easier to go low. So those holes where I do need to go up in the air over trees, into uphill slopes, those kind of things, I can really see me gaming that driver. Do you see what I mean? Putting those ball flights and what you want into situations is as important as the quest for the extra 6 yards. So double black diamond. This is definitely one of the most brutal low spinning drivers I've ever hit on other tests. So I'm interested to see how these two match up in the numbers. All black head looks nice, and it's just Callaway, lovely. Lovely kind of round, classic looking shape. It looks smaller than that one, even though it's probably a bigger CC, which I think is quite interesting. It's quite a different sound. I think this has the composite head on it, doesn't it? So it always makes that different sound when it's got that different different materials in it. Now, don't quote me on that one. I'm pretty sure it has got it on this one. Let's give it another hit. I like the sound. I think this sound as well is very good. Players tend to really like the sound of this club. Dull is the wrong word, because dull is often used as a negative word, but it has this kind of almost truish sound to it, not the high-pitched ting to it, which lots of good players like. So what you put in, you feel like that's the kind of sound it should make. So sometimes with the other ones, you hit them and you think, oh, that made a louder sound than I was expecting a club to make. Let's give this one another hit. White shaft going into the black head as well, looks lovely. Again, that's a really good looking ball flight. I've not gained this on the course. I am tempted to take it out there. We took it out, but I didn't hit it. Kevin hit it actually in one of our videos, and he wasn't sure. I just feel like it's almost too brutal sometimes, this one. But obviously, I've not played as much with Gravity Core maybe as I should, which I'll do with more videos coming up. I'm going to give it one more hit actually. I hit that nicely, and that's a great flight. Visually, they look very similar on the flight when I catch them. It's interesting how the 430 in my eye looks bigger than this one, even if I think this is a 460. It's that deepness, if that is the case, which I'm pretty sure it is. White and black to all black, again, from day to day, that would change which one I prefer. If these both sat in my office, I'd kind of go, oh, I'm going to have a go with that one today. Oh, I might have a go with that one today. Because they do just both look pretty nice. The white to black to me just pips it a fraction. That's me all over. But on shapes, very similar. Let's check the numbers out then. Tech on these are going to be similar. They're all going to dial in spins and bits by 300 res, possibly at the max. Let's check what the numbers come out like and see which one is the lower spinner, or if they're very similar, what kind of distances. Let's check them out. Right guys, all important numbers time. So R15, 430 to start me off. If we go into flight here, we're seeing 259 average carry. I've had it longer, topping out at 266, dropping down to 254, 253 actually on this test today. Each test is done on the day, so each club is tested literally within minutes of each other, because as anyone who watches my videos, and if you're testing yourself, you'll notice that your performance will jump up and down subject to tiredness, illness, excitement, non-excitement, food you've eaten. There's so many permutations in there, which is where finding that extra 60 yards can be equated to many different things. The 430 R15 spinning at 1.8, that's quite constant for me. That does stay in that 1.8 bracket, which is why I like this driver. I know if I go 1.8 spin, feeling strong and striking well, I can get that carrying over 270, which for me is maxing out. Now, the double black diamonds 815 Callaway, it's going 265, so it's going further today than R15 430. Spinning at 2.1 average. Spinning at 2.188 average. There's a 2.5 in there. Look how far right I hit that one. Just had a mental moment on that one. I don't know what came over me on that one. So if you discount that one for misses, it goes down to 2.1112. Going at 2.5. So if you include that one, actually, it's 2.62 is my average carry. So we're looking at 3 yards in it. If you take that one away, I mean, I wouldn't include that in any of my data if I was on the course. It's just a bad shot. It's my performance failure. No club is going to save me from that. Face open to a path going right. Goodbye. As a blocky. Goes up to 265 carry. So it squeezes a bit more out. On that test, definitely the double black diamonds out of those two is performing slightly better. It's performing a little higher spin, but still very low at 2.1. I get a few in the 1.9s, but what I like about R15 430 for me is I know when I get that spin around 1.7, 1.8, 1.9 consistently, that is when I'm sneaky long. Which is why for me, I would probably keep that in the bag. I am tempted to take double black diamonds 815 out on the course actually. I like the look of it. But the two low spinning clubs there from both those manufacturers definitely are the lower spinning. I mean, they are spinning less. So if you're someone who's struggling with high spin, there's two that you should definitely try. how friendly they are over other clubs is still for me to work out, and hopefully I'll get some videos out on this topic soon, because it's a complicated one. Anyone who's following my threads on Facebook or Twitter about how the sweet spot, effective sweet spot moves on the club, subject to how you deliver, makes testing these things very, very difficult. But that's another video. For me, on those two clubs, they're both low spinning from those manufacturers. They're both doing what the manufacturers have kind of set out, the brief, which you would imagine. So if you're hitting these drivers and spinning it high, you can think shaft or what have you, but you need to look at your performance. These are low spinning drivers unless your delivery isn't in the right place. Thanks for watching, guys. Post comments down below as always. Very similar in numbers, but you've got to remember these are the lower spinning ones. We can change these numbers by changing comparing non-equivalent clubs. These clubs are both pretty much trying to fill the same brief, and to me they do. Thanks for watching. Post comments down below. Speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show. Get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.